So you had a psychedelic experience. Did you see yourself outside of yourself? Did you experience a life review? Did you see the relationships that need mending? Did you revisit those forgotten memories from your childhood and your youth? Experiencing a life review with plant medicines is common, but the real question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to actually integrate, meaning make those changes in your life? In this video, I'm going to tell you how journeying with plant medicines gives you the opportunity to shift your life before you die, and why it's crucial to integrate these experiences for yourself and for your relationships. So I'd like to start with NDEs, that's near-death experiences. If you're not familiar with this acronym of NDE, you'll probably start hearing it more often, that is. So people that experience this report seeing a white light. They are near their death. That's why it's called a near-death experience. Some of them actually die, then come back to life. What happens with some of the people that report having NDEs is they undergo a life review. Now, I love the movie Soul, the Pixar and Disney movie Soul. It's an incredible film. I did like a 50-minute breakdown explaining the spiritual themes of the movie because I enjoyed it that much. That said, if you have not seen the movie Soul, hit pause because I'm going to give away a spoiler in the movie and I don't want to ruin it for you. So hit pause, go watch the movie Soul, and if you'd like, watch my review, then come back to us. Now, having said that, we did the spoiler alert. I want to say also that I am by no ways saying you should go out and do psychedelic medicines or anything like that. That is just a disclaimer that I shouldn't have to say. I'm here just explaining my experiences, my thoughts, my opinions, my beliefs. So with that said, I'd like to talk about the movie Soul. So Joe Gardner, the main character, has a life review after he's in this area called the Great Before. And in the Great Before, they show Joe's life, and he gets really sad and depressed because he starts to feel like his life didn't amount for anything, and that he didn't have a purpose, and that he didn't fulfill anything, and it was just a complete waste. Fast forward to the end of the movie, Joe makes all of these changes in his life. What is that? That's integration. He had a spiritual awakening experience through an NDE, through a near-death experience. I'm not here to say psychedelics are NDEs. I'm just not going to go there, but I am going to equate them as if they were NDE, because oftentimes with psychedelic medicines, specifically when you're doing a plant medicine or earth medicine ceremony, not recreational use of psychedelics, you will likely experience some form of a life review. Going back to the example of the movie Soul, Joe was able to see his life from outside of himself. He was able to see his different relationships. He was able to see every aspect of his life, and that is what really precipitated him wanting to make these changes and transformation in his life, which we end up seeing throughout the rest of the movie. If you are someone who is either curious about journeying with earth or plant medicines, or you have recently journeyed with earth and plant medicines, you'll probably resonate with this, right? But experiencing these different sorts of medicines that have downloads and allow you to see yourself from a different perspective and see the way you behave and acted in certain relationships and situations in your life is a gift. Take it from me. I completely changed my life. In 2019, I was going through a numbing depression. I was dating an NFL cheerleader, my favorite football team, the San Francisco 49ers. I had field passes pretty much whenever I wanted to go see my favorite team, the Niners, and the girl I was dating would come up in front of me like cheering on field. I was crushing in business. I had $1 million company while working less than 4 hours a day. I was on the board of multiple nonprofits in Silicon Valley. I was chairing a group called the Silicon Valley Young Professionals. My life was awesome. I loved it. So I thought. I was achieving what I thought I was supposed to do rather than what I really wanted to do. I knew I had this sort of depression, but I was numbing it with alcohol and different distractions, even fantasy football and work most of all. And finally, it came to a breaking point in March of 2019 when I could not numb it anymore. I had a month straight of numbing depression, sleepless nights. On the surface and from the outside, my life looked fantastic. But the truth is, I was at rock bottom. And that's what led me to ayahuasca. But before ayahuasca, I actually did a breathwork journey for the first time. And a breathwork journey is 60 to 90 minutes of just you and your breath. No medicine, no psychedelics, no substances, just you breathing. And you can find other links and videos to breathwork in the description below if you want to learn more about breathwork. That experience with that breathwork journey left me feeling reborn. I felt like an entirely new person. I literally felt reborn. It blew my mind. It was so impactful that I almost didn't go to the ayahuasca ceremony a week later because I could feel something was changing in my life. But I said yes to the ayahuasca ceremony because I felt ready. I felt like I was at a point of surrender, and that the breath work really prepared me for ayahuasca. Having said that, when I sat with ayahuasca, it showed me so much. And what I do in the next few months after my ayahuasca ceremony, I uprooted and changed my life completely. I integrated, all because of the life review I had during my ayahuasca ceremony. I saw how I had been living in Silicon Valley at the time for 5 years, and I had bought my house previously about 5 years ago. And when I bought my house, I literally said to myself, I didn't write it down, I didn't make a big deal about it, but I remember being like, I don't want to live in Silicon Valley. I am only doing this to build my career, and I'm going to do 3 to 5 years in this house in Silicon Valley. Then I'm going to move to Santa Cruz as a bridge move, and I'll figure it out from there. Well, one of the downloads in my ayahuasca ceremony back in April of 2019 was that it's time to move to Santa Cruz. And I just accepted that. In integration, it felt true. It felt true. We don't always want to just see something in medicine ceremony and just act on it without discernment. I used my discernment and I was like, no, yes, this is true. Well, in June, when I was looking for a place to live in Santa Cruz, when I was moving from Silicon Valley, that's like 2 months after my ceremony, one day it just hit me. I bought my house in Silicon Valley in June of 2014, literally 5 years to the month of when I said I'm only going to do 3 to 5 years tops in Silicon Valley. Does that make sense? It totally came full circle. And had I not had the life review with ayahuasca, I would have never moved to Santa Cruz. Now I've lived there at the time of the recording of this video for about 4 years, and it has completely changed my life living right at the beach. I've uprooted everything. In addition to moving, when I had this life review with ayahuasca, it made it so abundantly clear that it was time to get out of the toxic on and off again relationship with this woman I had been seeing for 4 years. Was it easy? No, of course it wasn't easy. But did that serve me? Absolutely. Not only that, but my career transition. I have been in the promotional products, branded merchandise industry my entire career. I started in college. At the time, I was about 7 or 8 years into my career, and the medicine showed me, hey, this isn't in alignment. You gotta be doing something else. Fast forward 4 years later, now I'm an integration coach. I facilitate breathwork. I teach yoga. I lead men's groups. I've written a best-selling book about integrating spirituality into everyday life. Back then in 2019, all I cared about was fantasy football and building my business, and hazy IPAs completely changed my life and so much more. So the point of this video is that if you are feeling stuck and you're feeling like you know that there's something more out there for you, but you don't know how to access it, psychedelics may be the answer for you. Now, disclaimer again, I am not saying go out and do psychedelics recreationally. I am not saying go out and find a facilitator. I'm just saying if you want to experience a life review so that you can see yourself outside of yourself, to see those blind spots and potentially make massive change in your life, plant and earth medicine ceremonies could be the path for you. Now, as always, do your due diligence when seeking out facilitators and looking at your own health, working with your facilitators, making sure that you are ready and able to do something like this, because it's a big thing. Obviously, that's what we're talking about here. It's like taking the red pill from the Matrix. Having said that, I hope this resonates with you. I am just so grateful for these plant and earth medicines. They have changed my life. They have saved my life so much. They have helped me to open my heart and to lean into my fullest expression and really feel more fulfilled on a daily basis. basis. If this resonated with you, go ahead and let me know what resonated in the comments. Make sure you subscribe because I have a lot of new videos coming out. The videos on this channel are all centered around integrating spirituality into daily life through education, through breathwork exercises, and even meditations and visualizations. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next video.